All rise. Madison County Circuit Court downstairs. I'm with Judge Gordon Webb presiding.
Go ahead and be seated, please. Call 2013-110, State of Arkansas versus Terry Palmieri, also 2013-224.
Your Honor, Mr. Palmieri is here on two reappearances today. I visited with him in the hallway, and there's no action to be taken in either case today. He's on a scheduling order, and it will remain on that order, and we understand that, Your Honor.
All right. There's no further action to be taken. We're just going to try to... Next appearance, scheduled appearance day is February 6, 2014. Court will call 2013-209, State of Arkansas versus Monica DeWalt.
Judge, the state's going to move to amend the charge to possession of oxycodone 1 count, and based on that amendment, a plea will be entered. This is pursuant to Act 346, Your Honor.
Ms. DeWalt, you're appearing at this time for purposes of changing your plea on the charges that as they are amended by an agreement that's been worked out for you by your attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And on the amended charge of possession of a controlled substance, oxycodone, Class C felony, how do you now plead?
Guilty.
You're in your plea of guilty pursuant to the agreement that we've been discussing. That agreement was worked out for you by your attorney. Mr. Petty, have you discussed it with Mr. Petty, and do you feel you understand the terms of the agreement and the punishment you're to receive?
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with the advice and the representation that Mr. Petty's provided you?
Yes, sir.
The court has the agreement in front of it in this document I'm holding up called a plea statement. Have you read through and signed that plea statement?
Yes, sir.
And in doing so, do you feel you understand what's set out in the plea statement?
Yes, sir.
You then understand the nature of the charges against you and the full range of penalties you're facing?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights that you give up or surrender by appearing here today and entering this change of plea?
Yes, sir.
By pleading guilty, you're giving up the right to a jury trial. You're giving up the right to be represented by an attorney and have the assistance of that attorney throughout that jury trial. You're giving up the right to have the assistance of your attorney in exercising your right to confront the witnesses that would appear and testify against you at the jury trial, and you're giving up the right to appeal. Do you understand these rights that you're giving up?
Yes, sir.
And understanding what you're giving up, are you still willing to enter this plea of guilty?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily here today?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody in any form or fashion forced you into this plea?
No, sir.
As you enter this plea here today, do you acknowledge the truth of the accusations against you?
Yes, sir.
Do you acknowledge that back on or about the 6th day of March of 2013 here in Baxter County, you had in your possession a quantity of oxycodone?
Yes, sir.
Based on those statements, the court at this time, and a review of the record, the court at this time will formally accept your plea of guilty, finding that you've entered it freely and voluntarily after consulting with an attorney and you've acknowledged the facts that constitute the crime. However, pursuant to the agreement in this case and pursuant to Act 346 of 1975, as currently amended, the court is going to withhold formal adjudication of guilt in this case, placing you on 3 years of supervised probation subject to the standard terms and conditions of probation of this court. The court will impose court costs in the amount of $200, a fine of $1,000, the statutory DNA fine of $250, the statutory drug crime assessment of $125, the statutory book administration fee of $20, and ordering the payment of restitution in the amount of $120, all of which amounts will be due and payable as a term and condition of your probation, payable in regular monthly payments of $100 per month, beginning within 30 days of this date. That will be the order of the court. The court has reviewed the the terms and conditions of probation and is now signing those terms and conditions of probation, placing you on probation. By my signing them, I make the compliance with them an order of this court. So you need to make sure you read them over carefully and abide by them. It's particularly important in your case because you're being given the opportunity to walk away from this matter without a criminal record. Based on your full compliance with these terms and conditions, when you've successfully completed your 3 years of supervised probation, this matter will be dismissed and you'll have no criminal record. And that, as young as you are, that's very important for the rest of your life. So take full advantage of it. I'm going to direct that you'll meet with the probation officer at this point in order to get set up on probation. All right, you may be excused to meet with her.